Hello there everybody, it is me XFreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today's build is called Rooftop Living. This build was actually finished about a month ago, just around when Strangerville was about to be released. I was actually thinking of releasing this alongside my Strangerville builds, but I ended up deciding to focus all of my energy on Strangerville. But now that all of the builds for Strangerville are out, we are now moving on to building something somewhere else. It's a little bit refreshing to finally build out of Strangerville, and this time we're actually in San Myshuno building this tiny rooftop apartment. Quick disclaimer before anything else, it's actually like 3 a.m. in the morning. I literally just woke up and here I am recording this video because for some reason I apparently can't sleep. So hello, good morning, happy Sunday or Monday to all of you who are watching this on the day of release. But yeah, here we go. This is a tiny studio apartment. Obviously it's got everything you need in order to make this a fully functional home. Unfortunately, this doesn't work as like an actual apartment because, you know, we can't build custom apartments in The Sims 4, so this is literally just a residential lot. But you know, it is what it is. I'm really happy with how everything came together in the end. The downside to this is that you will have to pay for the rest of the lot, which actually is a significant amount because as you guys can see, the apartment itself is a tiny part of this whole apartment block, which contains, I think, 3 buildings overall. It's really yeah, I wish we could have like some sort of mechanic to make it possible to, you know, actually build custom apartments in The Sims 4. I'm not sure if that's even gonna be possible, but you know, you can dream, right? But yeah, in this video I'm only gonna be showing me building this one apartment building because it took me forever to build the other 2. But yeah, I kind of just went for more of like a modern aesthetic. Originally I was thinking New York, but as I was working on this, I think the apartment building ended up looking more like, I don't know, Asian, maybe like Tokyo, Seoul, that type of thing. Speaking of Seoul, one of my main inspirations for doing a rooftop apartment build was actually this trend in South Korea, apparently, of these rooftop apartments. They appear quite a bit in Korean dramas. I remember a while back I watched this drama called Rooftop Prince, and it takes place in this, you know, rooftop apartment. Apparently they're incredibly uncomfortable to live in because it tends to be very cold. Obviously living on a roof, it's probably going to be freezing, but it's gained quite a bit of popularity because of its appearance in these Korean dramas. So yeah, I think that was one of like the things that subconsciously inspired me to do this. But the apartment itself is tiny. It's absolutely tiny. It's like a total of 40 tiles for the entire living area. I'm gonna be talking more about that as we're working on it, but right now we are working on the exterior, and I should probably talk about that a little bit more. So this building itself, it's 4 stories tall. It's very modern. I would say it was probably like built maybe in the 80s. So yeah, the outside has at this point we're already done building the other 2 apartment buildings. But yeah, like I was saying, I think this was built maybe a couple decades ago. The exterior has this white concrete finish with some brick accents, and I think at this point this whole block looks very Japanese. I think it's because of like the pastel color scheme that I went with the other apartments. But yeah, I'm really happy with the shape of this particular rooftop apartment, I guess, especially from the outside. You guys can see I'm trying to incorporate this feature of making this roof visible inside to make it look like a loft, so you guys can see a little bit of it on the left there. But right now we are actually moving on to furnish this interior area, and as you guys might have probably noticed, this is a relatively short build for me. To be fair, I feel like I could have made this a little bit shorter, but if I remember correctly, I actually sped up the footage of this a little bit slower than my normal speed when I do speed builds, just because I wanted people to kind of see my process a little bit more in detail. Plus I didn't really have that much footage to begin with, so you know, I think I could get away with showing you guys a little bit more this time. So this kitchen area, you know, it's straight off the main entrance, and you know, it's kind of like this utility type area. I ended up changing that door from a sliding door into kind of like this more utilitarian, I don't know what to call this door. It's like this metal, like industrial door. Really funny. But yeah, for the kitchen, I just went for like this white color scheme. There's actually no dining room. There's just this little bar area. But I'm really happy with how the kitchen looked. It looked really realistic in a way. It also looked really utilitarian because, you know, you can see that fridge with those stacked washer and dryer. So yeah, I will admit that doing the interior for this was a little bit of a struggle because I was really struggling to make the interior look like, you know, a tiny apartment. I feel like this is such a missed opportunity because in city living, we really didn't get any like modular furniture. You know, it would have been so awesome to get like modular sofas or like Murphy beds so that you can manipulate the space the way you wanted it to. I also considered just building an apartment in, you know, a normal apartment in San Myshuno, but I just didn't find the right place and the right size of apartments because I don't know why, but the apartments in The Sims 4, they're so big. Like, I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of living in an apartment where you're supposed to be very conscious when it comes to your use of space. But in The Sims 4, it doesn't feel different from living in, you know, a normal suburban lot. You know, we also don't have elevators, which was frustrating. So yeah, that would have been so awesome to have on this lot because in the end I actually used stairs. Just behind this kitchen area there is a hallway where there's like I think 3 or 4 flights of stairs that lead from the ground level to here, and aside from this unit, that's the only part of this lot that's actually fully furnished. I mean, it's not fully furnished because literally it's just wallpaper and floors and like some lights on a hallway, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating. I really wanted to just build an apartment, but it just, yeah, I couldn't find the right place. Here I'm making like this custom cabinet / desk type thing. Didn't work out in the end. I ended up separating the desk because it just looked really weird here. I'm using these like chopping boards as like partitions. I really like this idea actually. I think it worked really well to kind of like make this closet look a little bit more like built in, if that makes any sense. Really like it. By the way, I feel like this apartment would be great for a person that's like, I don't know, for me, I see the person living here to be kind of like a multimedia artist or something like that. I don't know, maybe like a graphic designer. So yeah, the house itself, it's pretty cluttered. I really love this idea of like sitting on the floor as they're watching TV. I wish the Sims could do that cross-legged, like just on a rug, but I just ended up placing pillows in front of the TV to kind of like remedy that whole situation. But I'm really happy. By the way, this apartment has floor-to-ceiling windows, and I didn't put any curtains because I felt like it just ruined this whole thing. So if you guys want some privacy, you might want to have to put some curtains yourself. But I think overall this is a fully functional build, except for that little sofa. It's one that came with my first pet stuff, by the way. That little love seat sofa thing, it doesn't work because there's a shelf above it, so you guys might have to delete that shelf. But other than that, this is all fully functional, and I'm really happy with how it all came together. Like I said, I think this would have been perfect if we had like some modular furniture, like a Murphy bed would have been perfect. Like yeah, I still can't believe we don't have like functioning elevators. And oh my gosh, can we please have like a freaking spiral staircase in The Sims 4? That would have been so awesome. Also, bunk beds. Like, I just have like a list of things that I want to see. But yeah. Anyway, story time. Now that I've talked about everything I wanted to in this build, I have a little story I want to share with you guys. So it's actually been a very busy week for me. Later this week, I'm actually going to be leaving on a road trip for a couple of days up north of my country. We're going to visit this really popular like beach destination. Apparently it's known for its great surfing spots. I don't surf. I can't swim, by the way. So yeah, hopefully I won't drown. But yeah, a bunch of my high school friends are flying over from the countryside to go on a road trip with, you know, myself as well as a bunch of my other high school friends that live in the city, and hopefully it's gonna be great. I am a little bit stressed out. I'm a little bit worried because I'm not good with like long distance travel. I get like, you know, I get motion sickness, so that's kind of like the part that I'm dreading the most, but hopefully I can sleep through it. If not, there's always medication. Oh, by the way, one of my favorite aspects of this build is actually this outdoor space. This is really the reason why I decided to build this apartment as opposed to, you know, just use the pre-existing ones that came with City Living, is because I really wanted a lot of outdoor space like this. And I really love this spot. It's kind of like just this chill lounge spot. I put like this little swimming pool to cool off during the summer. By the way, I also put this karaoke machine, and that actually is a fully functional karaoke machine. So this is a really fun space to hang out with friends. I love these like lights that are hanging from the walls or like hanging from like those posts, I guess. These came with either kids rooms. Yeah, I think these ones came with kids room stuff actually, which I feel like I use those lights all the time in my build. They're just so perfect. So yeah, this is just a nice little corner right here on the roof deck area. I'm really happy with it. It's got great views of San Myshuno. By the way, there's also like this little park. You guys can see some of it in the ground level area, there's this little park, and in that park, I put a food stall and some benches for the Sims to eat at. I just didn't record that bit because I didn't really feel like I needed to. So yeah, I really love this space. It's like, you know, full of fun little knickknacks and details. I also put that wind chime right there. You never use wind chimes. I don't even know what game pack or stuff pack that came with, but you know, I feel like it would be a great little addition to that space. And here I am kind of like decorating this little balcony area, I guess, or like this little deck area, I guess. I don't know what to call this, but you know, that is a fully functional clothesline. I don't know what you would use that for, honestly, because we do have an actual dryer in this house, but you know, I feel like it's there more for like this romanticism aspect. By the way, I'm not sure if you guys will see this because I edited this out, but towards the end you guys will see that I actually put like this overgrown plant situation on one of the walls here. I will very quickly delete it because it ended. Oh, there we go. Here's the overgrown plant situation, which I will delete because it just looked kind of like a hot mess and I really wasn't happy with it. I didn't feel like we needed it, so I do actually take away all of those plants. It's kind of a bummer because it took me like literally hours raising all of those individual plants up, but it just didn't look right for me, so I ended up taking those out. And then there's this little balcony over here behind the main living area, and there's like a treadmill and also an easel over here as well. But I think that's actually going to be it for this build, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. Once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you share the video and subscribe to the channel because that really helps out a lot. But having said that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.